Hello, beautiful ladies. In today's video, we're diving into a topic that so many petite and plus-size women over 50 and 60 ask about: how to dress in a way that feels elegant, balanced, and truly flattering for a shorter, curvier frame. Ladies, remember this: fashion has no size, no age limit, and no expiration date. It's all about discovering what makes you feel confident, comfortable, and radiant in your own skin. In this video, I'll be sharing gentle, practical, and genuinely transformative tips, from choosing between a flowy skirt and a well-fitted pencil skirt, to understanding how button-down skirts create beautiful vertical lines, to finding the perfect top length that won't overwhelm your petite frame. We'll also talk about why certain designs, like high-waisted peplum tops, may not be the most flattering, and explore the tailored, streamlined alternatives that will highlight your natural beauty instead. Lovely ladies, the goal isn't to hide your body or change who you are. The goal is to enhance your silhouette, celebrate your curves, and create looks that help you walk out the door feeling graceful, stylish, and completely at ease. If you're ready to embrace fashion that truly works for your body, then let's get started. Ladies, let's begin with a question every petite plus-size woman over 60 has asked at least once. Which skirt actually makes me look taller and more balanced, the flowy skirt or the pencil skirt? The truth is, both can be beautiful, both can be elegant, but they don't create the same visual effect on a short, curvy frame. And understanding the difference is truly a game changer. A flowy skirt has charm, softness, movement, romance. But for a petite plus-size silhouette, extra fabric can do something unintended. It can add width rather than length. When the lower body appears bigger, the eye travels horizontally instead of vertically, making the entire frame look shorter. Imagine a lightweight A-line skirt that billows at the hips. Lovely in theory, but it can soften the waistline so much that the body loses definition. This is why many petite plus-size women feel swallowed in a flowy cut. Now picture a pencil skirt. Unlike a flowy skirt, it brings structure. It contains the silhouette, defines the waist, and guides the eye downward in one clean vertical line. That simple, uninterrupted line is golden for petite plus-size women over 60. Instead of adding volume, it shapes the curves that already exist. Instead of billowing outward, it refines and elongates. A pencil skirt with a small amount of stretch can gently skim the hips without clinging, creating a sleek, modern, and polished look you can wear anywhere. Let's take a real-life example. Imagine a petite woman, 5'1", plus size, with a beautiful pear-shaped figure. In a flowy knee-length skirt, her hips become the widest point, and the soft fabric draws even more attention there. But in a pencil skirt, her natural curve becomes an advantage. The waist looks defined, the hips look sculpted, and the legs look longer thanks to the clean downward line. If you're an apple shape, the story shifts slightly. A pencil skirt may highlight the midsection you're trying to soften. In this case, a flowy skirt can become your best friend, but only when it drapes smoothly without adding bulk at the waist. The key is always control, less volume, more fluidity. Choose fabrics that fall straight downward and avoid gathering around the stomach. Ultimately, what matters most is how you feel. Structure boosts confidence. Softness offers comfort. Understanding your shape helps you choose which feeling serves you best in the moment. This naturally leads us into our next topic: how button-down skirts create magical vertical lines that petite plus-size women over 60 absolutely adore. Ladies, now that we've explored how different skirt silhouettes shape your frame, let's move into one of the most underrated yet incredibly flattering pieces for petite plus-size women over 60, the button-down skirt. If there is one design that effortlessly creates height, structure, and elegance all at once, it is this one. What makes a button-down skirt so special? The answer lies in its vertical line. Those buttons running straight down the center act like a visual guide for the eye. Instead of moving outward across the width of the body, the eye travels downward, creating the illusion of length. For a petite frame, especially one with beautiful curves, this is pure magic. Without doing anything complicated, the skirt instantly elongates your silhouette. But the magic doesn't stop there. The row of buttons is not only functional, but also decorative. It provides a focal point, just enough detail to break up the midsection and draw attention toward the center of the body, where the line is the narrowest. This clever balance makes your proportions look more refined and harmonious. For many petite plus-size women over 60, this design feels like a breath of fresh air, stylish, modest, and wonderfully flattering. However, there is a golden rule. Every button must lie flat against the body. If the fabric pulls or gaps between the buttons, the vertical line is broken, and the effect is lost. Choosing the right size or a skirt with a bit of stretch ensures the silhouette stays smooth and uninterrupted. Next comes the question of length. For petite plus-size women, a midi length that gently touches just below the knee tends to be the sweet spot. It creates elegance without shortening the legs. When paired with a tucked-in blouse or a waist-length top, that combination elongates the lower body even more, giving you a taller and more balanced appearance. Button-down skirts also pair beautifully with button-down tops. When you place two vertical elements together, one on top, one on the bottom, you're essentially creating a single long line from shoulder to hem. This is why so many women find themselves looking instantly taller when they try this pairing. The harmony and proportion is subtle but transformative. Consider for a moment a petite plus-size woman with fuller hips or an apple-shaped midsection. The button-down skirt doesn't hide her shape, it works with it. The straight line down the front keeps the silhouette refined, while the rest of the skirt can gently drape without clinging. It's structured enough to give definition, but soft enough to move gracefully with her body. Button-down skirts bring both sophistication and versatility. They can be styled casually with a simple knit top or elevated with a crisp blouse for a dinner or event. And no matter how you style them, they keep one promise. They lengthen, refine, and celebrate your figure in the most natural way. In the next section, we'll talk about something equally important: the ideal top lengths for petite plus-size women over 60, and why choosing the right length can completely transform your silhouette. Ladies, if there is one styling detail that petite plus-size women over 60 often overlook, but that makes one of the biggest differences, it is the length of your tops. The right length can elongate your body, define your waist, and bring beautiful balance to your silhouette. The wrong length, however, can overwhelm your frame and make you appear shorter or wider than you really are. Let's start with the truth many women don't realize. Long tops are not always your friend. While they may feel comfortable, a top that extends too far down the thigh can visually pull your body downward. On a petite plus-size frame, that extra length often hides the waist, adds visual weight around the midsection, and shortens the legs. 3 things we definitely want to avoid. That's why the most flattering lengths usually fall into 3 categories: hip length, waist length, and slightly below the waist. A hip-length top is one of the best options for balancing a shorter frame. When a blouse or knit lands right at the hip bone, it subtly elongates the legs while still offering enough coverage for comfort. It creates a gentle shape that follows the natural line of your body without cutting it in half. Pair this with high-waisted pants or skirts, and the effect becomes even more graceful. Your waist looks more defined, and your proportions fall beautifully into place. A waist-length top works wonders for women who want to highlight their curves. Ending at or just below the natural waist, this length draws attention to the narrowest point of the torso. It creates an effortless hourglass effect, even for women who may not naturally have a strong waist definition. When tucked slightly into a high-waisted skirt or pant, It creates a clean vertical line that instantly elongates the lower body. For petite, plus-size women over 60, this combination can feel surprisingly refreshing, structured, feminine, and elegant without effort. Now let's talk about tops that are slightly longer than waist length, especially those designed to skim the upper hip. This length offers balance for women who want some coverage around the midsection, but don't want to lose their proportions. It's long enough to provide comfort, but short enough to avoid that boxed-in look. The key is making sure the top drapes softly without clinging tightly or ballooning outward. And of course, we must address the pieces that can be tricky. Tops that extend to mid-thigh or lower. For taller women, these can be chic. But for petite plus-size women, they often disrupt the entire vertical line of the body. Instead of lengthening the frame, they visually cut it into sections, making the legs look shorter and the silhouette appear heavier. Ultimately, choosing the right top length is not about following strict rules. It's about understanding balance. When the torso and legs look proportionate, the entire body appears taller, lighter, and more refined. In the next section, we'll talk about a popular but often misunderstood design, the peplum top, and why petite plus-size women over 60 need to think carefully before choosing it. Ladies, now let's talk about a design that many women adore for its femininity, but that petite plus-size women over 60 often struggle to wear gracefully, the peplum top. At first glance, a peplum can look charming. It flares, it moves, it feels playful. But when we consider proportion, body shape, and the placement of that flare, things become a bit more complicated. The biggest challenge with peplum tops is simple. They add volume exactly where many petite plus-size women prefer to minimize it, around the midsection. Because the flared ruffle usually starts at the high waist, it creates a visual bump that makes the stomach look fuller, even when you're not trying to highlight that area. And on a petite frame, where every inch matters, this extra volume can easily overpower the natural line of the body. Another issue is the placement of the flare. Peplums usually start higher on the torso, closer to the underbust or the high waist. For taller women, this can create a beautifully dramatic shape. But for petite women, lifting the waistline visually shortens the torso, making the entire body look more compact. Instead of creating a balanced silhouette, it often makes the upper body appear boxy, while the lower body becomes visually disconnected. And then there's movement. While the flare of a peplum is cute and energetic, it tends to extend outward rather than downward. For a small, curvy frame, that outward movement can emphasize width instead of creating the vertical line we aim for. It's not that the shape is inherently bad, it simply fights against the visual goals of petite plus-size styling. But ladies, the good news is this. There are far more flattering alternatives that give you the refinement and comfort you want, without the extra bulk. A structured, tailored top with gentle shaping at the waist allows you to define your silhouette naturally. It doesn't cling, but it doesn't balloon either. This subtle shaping helps create a smooth, elongated line from shoulder to hip, ideal for petite plus-size women over 60. A top that flares slightly from the lower hip rather than the high waist provides ease and elegance without overwhelming the torso. Because the flare begins lower, it respects your natural proportions, offering fluidity without distortion. Necklines also play an important role. A flattering V-neck, scoop neck, or soft draped neckline opens up the upper chest, elongating both the neck and the upper torso. Combined with a fitted waistline, this creates a beautifully balanced look that feels dignified and effortless. Patterns are another hidden ally. A top with softly scattered prints or subtle vertical detailing can draw the eye upward and downward, smoothing the appearance of the midsection. Many women are surprised by how much more harmonious they look in a pattern-tailored top than in a plain dark peplum. At the end of the day, elegance comes from balance, not volume, not dramatic cuts, but harmony. When clothing works with your silhouette rather than against it, everything looks and feels better. In the next section, we'll explore another powerful styling tool, the art of layering, and how petite plus-size women over 60 can use layers to add depth and refinement without adding bulk. Ladies, if there is one styling technique that can instantly elevate your outfit and express your elegance at any age, it is layering. But for petite plus-size women over 60, layering must be done with intention. The goal is to add depth, structure, and visual interest, not unnecessary volume. When done well, layering becomes a beautiful way to sculpt your silhouette while keeping your style soft, graceful, and refined. Let's begin with the most important principle: balance. Petite frames can easily be overwhelmed by heavy or long layers. That's why shorter layers are often your best ally. A cropped cardigan, a waist-length vest, or a softly structured jacket that ends slightly above the hip can highlight your waist and create a harmonious proportion between the upper and lower body. This simple shift can make your torso look longer and your legs appear more defined, giving you a naturally elongated look. Another powerful technique is to use layering to add vertical structure. For example, a long open cardigan worn over a monochromatic outfit creates a continuous vertical line from shoulder to hem. This verticality is incredibly flattering for petite plus-size women. It draws the eye up and down instead of side to side, making your entire silhouette appear taller and more streamlined. Choose lightweight fabrics that drape gently instead of bulky knits that add thickness. Color is also key in layering. A monochromatic base, whether in darker neutrals like navy, charcoal, chocolate, or deep olive, creates a smooth, uninterrupted silhouette. When you add a layer in a lighter or brighter tone, such as a soft cream or muted blush, it adds visual depth without breaking the vertical flow. This combination allows you to look polished while still enjoying the interest that layered outfits bring. For women who love a bolder look, the reverse can work beautifully as well. A bright monochromatic outfit layered with a neutral long cardigan, perhaps in taupe, camel, or light gray, adds sophistication while keeping proportions balanced. The contrast introduces personality without sacrificing elegance. One thing petite plus-size women over 60 should be mindful of is the length and weight of the outer layer. A very long cardigan or coat can drag the eye downward, while an overly thick layer can create bulk around the midsection and shoulders. Opt for pieces with gentle structure, clean seams, light tailoring, and fabrics that glide over the body rather than cling to it. Layering also allows you to play with texture. A smooth knit paired with a soft chiffon blouse or a refined cotton shirt under a lightweight vest can add dimension without heaviness. These subtle differences in texture make the outfit interesting while maintaining that all-important balance. Ultimately, layering is about creating a symphony, each piece working in harmony to enhance your natural beauty, not compete with it. When every element flows together, the result is a look that feels thoughtful, elevated, and wonderfully comfortable. In the next section, we'll explore a timeless secret that petite, plus-size women absolutely adore: the elegance and slimming power of monochromatic outfits. Ladies, if there is one fashion secret that works beautifully on every petite plus-size woman over 60, regardless of body shape, it is the monochromatic outfit. Dressing in one color from head to toe is not just a style preference, it's a visual strategy. It creates length, it creates balance, and it creates an effortless sophistication that feels timeless and inviting. Let's begin with perhaps the most transformative aspect of monochromatic dressing: the uninterrupted vertical line. When your entire outfit shares the same color family, the eye travels smoothly from the shoulders all the way down to the hem. There are no visual breaks, no horizontal lines cutting the body into sections. Instead, you get one continuous flow, a gentle, graceful elongation that makes you appear taller, slimmer, and more refined. For petite plus-size women, this is pure magic. A shorter frame with soft curves becomes instantly streamlined. Areas you may wish to minimize, such as the midsection or upper arms, blend harmoniously into the whole silhouette. Instead of drawing attention to one specific part, the monochromatic palette brings unity and calm to the entire look. Another beautiful benefit is how monochromatic outfits highlight texture rather than shape or size. When everything is the same color, differences in fabric, like a soft knit, a silky blouse, or a tailored pant, begin to shine. The textures create depth and dimension without adding weight. This subtle richness allows your outfit to look polished, while still feeling light and comfortable. Color choice plays a big role as well. Many petite plus-size women find tremendous confidence in darker neutrals, such as deep navy, charcoal gray, espresso brown, burgundy, or forest green. These shades naturally recede, giving a slimming effect, but soft, muted tones can be just as flattering. Think dusty rose, warm taupe, misty blue, or gentle ivory. The key is staying within the same family of tones, so the vertical effect remains intact. For women who love a pop of personality, monochromatic dressing doesn't have to mean monotone. You can easily add interest with layers or accessories. A cardigan in a slightly lighter shade of the same color creates depth without breaking the flow. A scarf in a deeper tone adds elegance while maintaining harmony. Even jewelry, delicate gold, brushed silver, or pearls, can elevate the look without interrupting the silhouette. Monochromatic outfits also pair perfectly with layering techniques we just explored. A long tonal cardigan over a matching base visually lengthens the body even more. The result is a look that is soft, elongating, and beautifully balanced. It gives you presence without loudness, an example of true, quiet luxury. But perhaps the most meaningful aspect of monochromatic dressing is how it makes you feel. There is a calmness and confidence that comes from stepping out in an outfit that works with your natural proportions rather than against them. You feel comfortable, collected, and effortlessly elegant, qualities that shine brighter than any trend. In the next section, we'll bring everything together with a heartfelt conclusion and final encouragement for petite plus-size women over 60, embracing their own unique beauty. Ladies, as we come to the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with something far more important than any rule, tip, or styling technique. Everything we've discussed, top lengths, skirt shapes, vertical lines, layering, and monochromatic dressing, has one purpose: to help you see the beauty that already exists within you. For petite plus-size women over 60, fashion is not about disguising your body or trying to fit into a mold created by someone else. It is about learning how fabric, color, and proportion can support you, celebrate you, and bring out the quiet strength and elegance you've carried for decades. Every woman's body tells a story. Your curves, your silhouette, your posture. They are not flaws. They are experiences, memories, and life lived fully. When you choose clothing intentionally, pieces that elongate rather than overwhelm, shapes that sculpt rather than hide, you are honoring that story. You are choosing to present yourself with the grace, wisdom, and beauty that maturity brings. Always remember, style is not about size. It is about balance, harmony, and confidence. A well-placed vertical line, a tailored waist, the right length of a blouse, or the seamless flow of a single-color outfit can lift not only your proportions, but your spirit. When you look in the mirror and see a silhouette that feels refined, strong, and comfortable, that confidence radiates into every part of your day. And perhaps the most powerful truth of all is this: you do not need to look younger. You only need to look like the best version of yourself now. A woman who knows who she is and isn't afraid to shine. Ladies, thank you for spending this time with me. If today's tips inspired you or taught you something new, I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more style wisdom created just for you. Until next time, stay elegant, stay confident, and keep shining.